Yeah, hi, good morning all. I'm audible. Can anyone please confirm I'm audible?
Yeah, Vedant, you are audible. Good morning.
Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to start a CI/CD process, guys. Jenkins CI/CD process. So, and I will start the Terraform full notes, which I have prepared already. So after this class, I will send the Terraform full notes. Let me share my screen. Okay, CI/CD process, guys. So here we can understand what is CI/CD process. So continuous integration and a continuous deployment. So here we need to understand one thing, what is continuous integration and what is continuous deployment. And we have a one more thing, continuous delivery also. So let me write the same thing, continuous delivery also. Okay. So continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment. So the main process of DevOps is, so far we have discussed the creation of infrastructure. So as we discussed in the previous classes, let me open one more pane here. Yeah, as we discussed the last classes, the developer develop the code and push this code into GitHub. So developer develop the code and push this code into GitHub. So when the developer develop the code and push it into GitHub, right? So from here, we need to deploy this code into any one of the server. So to deploy the code, what we need to do? We have to create a server. So we have to create a server means before that we have to create a network, VPC, subnets and all if it is a Amazon. So Amazon EC2. So let me write here VPC and subnet and EC2. VPC, subnet and EC2. So the target end, first we should create a server and then deploy this code into the server. So here in the previous classes, we already discussed how many servers are required, one server or two servers or three servers. So we can configure the auto scaling group load balancers for this process. So anyway, so we have created a server for high availability by using auto scaling and load balancers. So if the server is ready, then you can start your deployment process, integration process, delivery process. So here in this case, We have used already Terraform. We use the Terraform to deploy the infrastructure. To deploy the infrastructure, we use the Terraform. Even auto scaling group load balancers also we can create through using Terraform. I will share the scripts. So we have already discussed all the kind of modules, models in Terraform, right? We can easily understand if you can see that code. So if you want to write any code, no need to write, guys. You can take from the Google the existing code. So understanding is very important code. If you want to do any modifications on top of that, you can correct your code. So before that, to correct your code, to understand the code, first we should have a knowledge on manual process. So for example, if I ask you to create RDS database by using Terraform, you know Terraform how to create, but you don't know how to pass the arguments for database. You know the arguments to pass for EC2 instance, but you don't know how to pass the arguments for RDS instance. The reason RDS knowledge you don't have. So here, if any requirement will come to implement by using Terraform, we have to understand first manual process, then we can go for Terraform code. So we have implemented already Terraform by using this infrastructure creation. The next process is what? Whatever code is here, start the deployment. Okay. And before that, we will learn the Jenkins process. I mean, the CI/CD process means we are using Jenkins as a tool to implement a continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. So let me take here CI/CD pipeline images. Okay, CI versus CD versus CD. So one is continuous integration, one is continuous delivery, one is continuous deployment here. Is there any pipelines images we can otherwise we can discuss? Let me check. Yeah. Copy image. So if you can see here, the CI/CD process, the one is development. So development after complete the development. So after complete the development, okay, after complete the development, so we have to start the process for build, test, and deploy. So here the deploy process, if you can understand here, before that we have a continuous integration process. Continuous integration process is nothing but, guys. So for example, if the developer push the code, we have to integrate that code to start the process of build and testing. For example, as soon as the developer push the code into GitHub, we need to build the process, we need to test the process. Here, what is building and testing? So here building and testing is nothing but, for example, developers write a Java code. Okay, developers writes the Java code. So in his laptop, the Java code will run successfully. The reason here, developer added dependencies, binaries, libraries for this code. Okay. So here, what we can understand here, build is nothing but what? To add the dependencies, to add the libraries, and build it into one final outcome. So here if you can see, my end Java code is there, dependencies are there, libraries are there. But this code working fine in his local laptop, the reason inside dependencies libraries are there. For example, if I take this code, guys, PyCharm, Boto3, if I take this code, there is import Boto3 dependencies. If I delete this import Boto3 dependencies, this code will not run. The reason this code is using Boto3 client option. So if the dependency is already added here, so that this code will work fine in my local laptop. Okay, this is very clear. But this code is running fine in my local laptop, but this code has to run here to give access to public. So to give access to public, this code has to run inside the server. This code has to run inside the server. Okay. Yeah, this code has to run inside the server. But if you can see here, this code has to run inside the server. Okay, I can understand. Yeah. So here, observe carefully here. My end source code is there. Application source code is there. Dependencies are there. Libraries are there. This code is running in my local laptop is fine. So if you want to deploy this code into the server to give a public access or anyone to access your application. So if you directly upload the code here, the code will not run here. If you give here Java code, this code will not execute inside the server. If you run inside the server, the Java code, it will not run. It will not run inside the server. Okay. The reason this code required some dependencies and libraries. Once you add those dependencies, libraries only, this code will work fine. Otherwise, we'll get an error, dependency is missing. Otherwise, we'll get an error, dependency is missing. Okay. So now these many dependencies are required to run this application inside the server. So the server can execute this application and give this access into public. Okay. Now, see, this Java code and dependencies and libraries is very difficult to deploy. So here hundreds of dependencies will come. Okay, same thing, hundreds of libraries will come. Then how I can deploy these 100 files, 100 libraries and Java code is very difficult. Even guys, in your Gmail, if you want to send multiple photos to your friend, so definitely you need to package all photos. Otherwise, you need to attach one by one. In this case, if you want to send 100 photos, it's a very difficult job to send 100 photos without package. So what we can do, we can package the photos by using zip format. We can send single zip format a folder. So your friend is able to access all photos with one single mail. The same thing here. The multiple files are there, code is there, libraries are there. It's very difficult to deploy, upload these files into server to run this code. In this case, what we can do, we can build this project. We can build this project and we can generate a final outcome from this project. We can generate a final outcome from this project. Okay, we can generate a final outcome from project. So this process is called build process. What is build? Build is nothing but adding a dependencies and libraries. We can build the code to get a final outcome. That is called building process. This final outcome means here, if it is a Java project, jar file, var file, year file, we have a different files here. So these files are after build the code. So we will get this kind of files, var file, jar file. Here, if I take a jar file or var file, which is equal to Java code plus dependencies plus libraries. Okay, Java file which is equal to jar file which is equal to Java code plus dependencies plus libraries. So what we can do here, once you build the process and we can generate the jar file or var file, you can deploy directly into the server. This is called deployment process. And the build and testing process, build will only generate a var file, and testing is nothing but we can run some test cases to test the code of build code, and it will generate a final outcome is called var files. So tomorrow I will show you this process build and test for taking a sample code. And after that, we can generate a var file or jar file or year file. So we can deploy into the server. This is called deployment. So till testing, this is continuous integration. I mean, CA is nothing but generating a final outcome, guys, here. Okay. In some projects, only CA will be there. CA means whenever developer push the code, the development process, build process, testing process will done. And var file will be stored some artifact tool. These var files will be stored some artifact tool. Yeah. So these var files will be stored some artifact tool if you are not going to deploy at this time. So CA is nothing but whenever developer develop the code and build the code and test the code and generate a final var file into artifact tools. We can store here in the artifact tools. Otherwise, we can write artifact storage. Here artifact is nothing but final outcome ready to deploy. So inside we can store var files. If I'm not going to deploy at this time, I can store here var files. So, and after that, if you want to deploy this var file, you can deploy from here to here. In this case, this is not continuous integration, continuous deployment. Continuous integration till artifact storage, and again we have to run these processes manually. We have to run these processes manually to deploy the code into server. So in this case, guys, continuous integration is nothing but development, build and test, and continuous integration and continuous development is nothing but development, build, test, and deploy. And we have one more thing, continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is this one. So this is continuous delivery. Continuous delivery is nothing but once we generate a final outcome, we can release into some storage. I'm not going to deploy at this time. If the time will come, you can deploy manually. So after continuous delivery, we have to deploy the code into manual process. But continuous integration, continuous deployment is nothing but at the same time, both can work. This is the process. Any questions on this? What is CI/CD here from anyone?
Veera, can you explain once again about continuous delivery?
Continuous delivery is after done the continuous integration, we have to deliver this final outcome in somewhere. I'm not going to deploy at this time. I'm going to deliver some other location. This is continuous delivery.
Okay, Veera, thank you.
Yeah. Continuous
And deployment.
integration is still testing only, and we can generate a var file. That var file, if you are not going to deploy at this time, you can store somewhere, you can deliver somewhere. So the developer push the code, build the code, test the code, deliver the code. Again, same process: build, test, deliver. Build, test, deliver. Build, test is continuous integration. Deliver to somewhere is a continuous delivery. If I want to deploy the same time, that is called whenever developer push the code, build, test, deploy same time. This is CI/CD. Yeah, someone is asking some questions.
Yeah, it's clear, Veera. It's clear.
So we have a n number of tools in the market, guys, like Jenkins, okay, CI Circle, and we have a Bamboo. We have so many tools. Let me write a list of CI/CD tool. So the most popular tool is Jenkins and a Bamboo. So we have a circle integration list of. We have separate tools again, CA separate and CD separate. Circle, CI, Team City, Bamboo, GitLab. But the most important tool is Jenkins, and after that, the very important one is GitLab. Okay. Circle integration. GitLab CI/CD. So these are the tools. These are the list of tools which offers the CI/CD functionalities. Jenkins and Bamboo and Circle integration and GitLab CI/CD. So if I take a Jenkins process, so Jenkins is a open source tool, open source third-party tool, which offers CI/CD process, which offers a CI/CD process. So if you can take a Jenkins so yeah, So Kushike Kawaguchi is a author for this Jenkins. Okay. And so Jenkins is developed actually in 2011. Okay. In 2011. So Jenkins project was originally named as Hudson project. Actually, it's not a Jenkins. Okay. Yeah. So the Jenkins is developed by Kushike Kawaguchi. So he is developer for this project in his project actually, that is Sun System project, Sun Microsystem projects. After that, Oracle is so acquisition of this project in after that the Oracle is acquisition of this project in January 11, 2011. Sorry, 2011. So before that, so he's developed this project for Sun Microsystem. So after that, Oracle is acquired this process and released as a Jenkins name for third party tool. So Jenkins project originally named as Hudson. Okay, and let's go here. So developed as a Jenkins. Okay. So the other is Kushake Kawaguchi. So Kushake Kawaguchi is the person to develop the main author for the Jenkins. So, and main important thing is Jenkins developer by using Java programming language. So if you want to work with Jenkins, definitely we have to install Java first inside your server. Okay, so let's get started the process now. The Jenkins will run on 8080 port number by default. So Jenkins runs on 8080 port number by default. And the minimum configurations required to work with Jenkins is T2 medium is required. It will not work with T2 micro. So 2 CPUs, 1 GB RAM is required. So minimum 2 CPUs, 2 GB RAM is required, sorry. So minimum. And 2 GB RAM is required. Okay. So let's start the process to install the Jenkins. And the Jenkins installation process. We need a server, right? So I'm installing in the Linux server. Let me log in AWS instance to work with Jenkins. So let me terminate this server first. And launch instance, I'm just naming as a Jenkins. Amazon Linux. Take here T2, not T2 micro. So make a note here, required T2 medium. Keep here, you can use the required one. If you want to connect, I'm using existing network only. So launch an insert instance. So let it create. So meanwhile, then the Jenkins running nodes. So this is the process here. What is CI/CD meanwhile? In software engineering, CI/CD or CI/CD is the combined practices for continuous integration and continuous delivery, or less often continuous deployment. They are sometimes referred as a collectively and as a continuous development and continuous software development, the process. So Jenkins is an open source automation tool for the continuous integration and continuous deployment. So it is an open source tool with a great community support. It is easy to install. Like, what are the steps? Inventory is Kawaguchi. It is a free and open source tool. Jenkins written on Java. It can automate entire SDLC process. It is owned by Sun Microsystem as a Hudson. Hudson is paid version. Later Oracle bought Hudson and make it as a free. Later Hudson was renamed as a Jenkins. This is what we discussed here. And it will work on the 8080 port number. And you can install Amazon Linux. So Java 11 or Java 17 you can install first. And after that, install the Jenkins and start the process. So here, yeah, let's go to here. The Jenkins, you can connect from here. First, let me install Java. Without Java, the Jenkins will not work here. So let me install Java. So if you are having any doubts here, simply you can go the installations process and all. Let me add here. Data file here. All tools. Config. Install.sh. So here I'm just pasting the required configurations. If you want to install any the tool configuration, simply you can come and you can check here, you can install. So my end, I'm going to install the Java. So let me add the Java 17 also meanwhile. If you want to install Java 17, you can install. Okay, let me install Java 17. Okay, I'm going to install Java 17 now. Yes. Okay, Java hyphen version. See, Java 17 is installed. Now let's go to the code and install Jenkins also. So you can copy everything from here. The first process is we are installing Jenkins from external. The reason Jenkins packages are not configured here. If you want to check here, mlist install. If you are using grep command, no matching packages. So that's what no packages in package manager on the name of Jenkins. So if we can check Python 3. Sorry, installed. So nothing is there here. So simply now you can go. So install from external only. We don't have any Jenkins inside the M repository. So I'm going to install from the wget by using wget command and by using RPM. After that, we can install the Jenkins. So sudo m install Jenkins -y before we are configuring the M repository from external. After that, install, start, enable process. Systemctl start, systemctl enable. Okay. So if you want to check systemctl status Jenkins, it's a active mode. So take the public IP and the Jenkins works on 8080 port. So copy this one. So this is the Jenkins process. So we have to unlock the password first. So the password will be there inside this inside this path varlib Jenkins secrets and initial admin password. We have to go in this path to check the password. So to read the password, so we can use the command cat command. So to read the password, we have to give this path. Sorry, it will not. Even instead of that, you can take from here also. Or you can give the cat command and run this command here. Copy and run this command that it will call from this path. So this is the password. You can take from here or here. Hmm. So Jenkins Jenkins communicate through plugins only, guys. We have a plugins. For example, Jenkins want to work with Docker or Terraform or Kubernetes. The respective plugins we need to install inside the Jenkins so that it will run only. Okay, see, it is asking username and password. You can give any username, even password also. So don't forget this password. There is a big process to retrieve and give the email address. Just give the username and give the sign up process only. Give the password and file name and email address. Save and finish. So start using Jenkins process. So what I'm going to do now. So my end, I have login my Jenkins. I'm able to see my dashboard of the Jenkins. So here we can see new item, build history, manage Jenkins, my views, and build executor status, build queue. So many things are there here. So here, manage Jenkins means this is the main option, main option to, install any plugins, credentials, security things, whatever configurations are required, you have to go for manage Jenkins option only. And there is a build history option. The build history shows that the previous history of your build, what we ran before the Jenkins jobs. So we can see the build history. Same, looks like my view also the pipeline, the complete pipeline history, we can see the list of pipelines, what you ran. And the very important thing is here, the new item. So the before going to the new item, we have to install some plugins here. The default plugins. So first we have to install stage view plugin to see the stage, number of stages. And next is, if you work with Terraform, you have to install Terraform plugin. And also we have a GitHub, right? So we have to download GitHub integration plugin. So install these 3 plugins. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to implement my Terraform process by using Jenkins. Okay. So for example, if I'm going to execute the Terraform here, what we can do, I can run the Git. Yeah.
One is Terraform plugin and one is GitHub and another one is
Stage view. I mean, I will show you the
okay.
stage view. What is stage view? I will show you. So
Okay.
here, so for example, if I want to run any Terraform here, what I need to do first, install Terraform here. The step is what? Install Terraform here. And after that, what we can do, clone your Terraform code from GitHub, or you can develop the code. So here develop the code is very difficult. If I go for main.tf, for example, if I write a code here, so very difficult. There is no syntax validations and suggestions to do the, like a VS code. So that's what the development is not recommended the inside VA editor. So you should develop your code by using VS Code in Windows laptop. Then you can push your code. If you want to run here, you can you can run the clone. Then you can go inside the directory. Then you can run Terraform code. For example, git command. Git is not there. So m install git-y. Okay. So now git to clone. So for example, if you want to execute any Terraform code here, so let's go to your Terraform. So let's go to your Terraform repository. So what we can do here in the repository, so click on your repository and clone the repository into Linux EC2 instance, and you can execute the required directory from here. So paste and ls cd terraform and ls. So what you are going to exactly execute here. So you should go there. For example, I'm going to execute day 1 code, cd day 1 and terraform init. So mine Terraform is not there. what I can do? I need to install Terraform and run the Terraform init means the Terraform process will initiate here. So the Terraform will work in a Windows server and Linux server. The difference is only operating system only. But so why we have developed the Terraform code in the VS Code? We can we develop directly Linux instance? It's a very difficult task to develop the Terraform code in Linux EC2 instance, as VI code is not giving any suggestions like the Terraform VS Code. So that's what we can develop the code. Even the developers also, if they want to start any development Python or Java, they will develop in Windows systems. Finally, they can push it into Git and then can clone into EC2 Linux servers and they can deploy it. The same process it will work usually. Okay, anyway, the Terraform command is not works. What work means there is no Terraform here. I need to install the Terraform and then I can start the process. Because here you need to understand the first step is Git cloning and next step is Terraform init and next is Terraform plan and next is Terraform apply. If you run these 4 commands, the Terraform is going to be executed. Whatever the code it is, the code is, for example, what is the code here? Let's go to vi main.tf. What is the code here? Creation of server. So the Terraform will run a one server inside AWS. But this server is what? This server is a agent server. We need to understand bootstrap. I mean, by using this server, I'm deploying the Terraform servers. Terraform infrastructure. By using my laptop, I have deployed Terraform infrastructure, or by using my ESUT instance to execute the Terraform, I need a one server, either Linux or Windows. If it is a Windows, I can execute in my local, like here. So like here, if you want to execute inside the Linux server, you can run inside the Linux server. If you want to execute inside the Linux ESUT instance. But here we have to understand one thing. Okay, we'll explain later the challenges we can face here. So this is the process. If you want to execute inside the Linux instance, already we have executed the Terraform stateful concept. We have executed here and there, right? Windows Server and Linux Server to understand the process. Anyway, by the way, just go to the Jenkins, the pipeline creation and all. So Jenkins pipelines, guys, we have a 2 kind of pipelines. The one is declarative and other is scripted one, Groovy. So we have a declarative and a scripted one, scripted or Groovy. So declarative pipeline and scripted pipelines. Jenkins supports 2 type of pipelines. Declarative pipeline. Guys, just give me 2 minutes. I need to raise the PR. Okay, yes. Yes, thank you. So Jenkins supports two types of pipelines. One is declarative pipeline, and next one is scripted or Groovy pipeline. So these pipelines we can understand how to write now. Let's go to the dashboard. Yeah. So this is the new item. After install the three plugins, go to new item. Yeah. Give the name. So I'm going to explain today pipelines concept, not freestyle. Freestyle we are not using at all. Only pipelines only we are using. Anyway, freestyle also will plan one session. So give the name, enter item, any name here. After click the new item and click on the pipeline, give OK. So this is the dashboard. After give the name, it is redirecting into this page. So the script, if you can see, pipeline script I need to write to deploy something, right? So let's suppose here, go for hello world. So this is the basic syntax. If you can click on the hello world, we will get some template. So guys, if I run this template, for example, apply save. So after apply save, how to run this pipeline? We have an option here, build. Click on this build now. So we can see hello here, right? So I have installed one plugin right before, the stage view, for this purpose only, to see that stages. Okay, here my end, if you can see, again I go to here, click on the, after run the pipeline, there is an option here, configure. Again click on that. Yeah. So if you can see the pipeline, once you observe the pipeline, this is declarative pipeline, guys. The declarative pipeline, the first keyword is pipeline. And next one is agent any. And next important one is stages. Under stages, we have a stage. Under stage, we have a steps. I mean, the stages is talk about multiple stages. And the stage will talk about multiple steps. Okay, for example, if I want to write one more stage here, so simply I can copy from here. I can paste it here. So here I can write here stage 1, stage 2. Okay. Hello world from stage 2. Hello world from stage 1. So here we have to make sure the curly braces, make sure the open one we should close. If you can see the first curly brace pipeline open here, close the last one. And again, after stages, so open one main one, after the close main one. And in between these are stage curly braces, to open, to close. This is second stage curly braces, to open, to close. So now again apply and save. Again you can run build now. So this time I can see two stages. See, the stage 1, stage 2 name also have changed. If you click on the stage 1, I can see here hello world from stage 1 message. The same time, if I click on this here, hello world from stage 2, I can see here. So if you want to add one more stage, again, you are in the pipeline build, right? There is a configure icon. Click on the configure icon. See, if you want to write one more stage, just copy from the stage. See, like this. Copy. And again, paste it here. So you should change the name, otherwise we'll get an error. Already stage name, duplicates not allow here. And echo hello world from stage 3. Echo command means print whatever you want to give. Echo will help. Okay. So now if you can see, 3 stages is successfully built. Stage 1 is the pipeline's 3 stages. I configure here 3 stages. So let's suppose if I want to create the stage 3 instead of echo, if I run sh command and if I give touch file 1, sh command, sh is nothing but shell. And in the line, in these commands, we should give touch file 1. If you want to create a directory, mkdir file 1. Like that, we should give in the quotes. Okay. And before that, you need to give sh for shell. So don't give like this. It will not run. The command, enter command should be run inside the quotes like this. So it will execute inside the shell, this enter command, touch file 1. Like this, you should give. Apply, save. Will now. Okay. First stage is what again as is. Hello world from stage 1. Next stage is what as is again. Logs. If we click on the logs, hello world from stage 2. And if you can see, the third stage is different now. Touch file 1. Created a file 1. So I have given not echo command. The third stage is creation of file. The creation of file is, let's go and check here. If you click on this, the green arrow, we can see the console output. The first one is what? Hello world from stage 1, hello world from stage 2, plus touch file 1 created. So you need to understand very important thing here. If you run any pipeline, the pipeline will execute in this path only. The path is what? Where lib Jenkins workspace, inside workspace, whatever pipeline name you have given, you can see here, go inside, it will be executed inside only. So you need to understand one thing. Yes, I have created a file, but where exactly the file will be created? So the Jenkins are running in which server? Same server. See, in this server only, right? So in this server, I have created a file 1. So I can also run touch command. I can also create touch file 1. File 1 will be created. But I'm doing these activities by using Jenkins, where Jenkins are running in the same server. In this case, if I give ls, file 1 is not there, right? But where exactly I can go and check, guys? So where exactly I can go and check here? So ls cd where lib Jenkins. Once you install the Jenkins, this path will create ls. So again here inside workspace, again cd pipeline 1 only, ls. See, file 1 is created. I mean, what we can understand from this? By default, Jenkins will execute in which path? By default, what is the default path of Jenkins? So default path of Jenkins is where lib Jenkins workspace. See, running and Jenkins in this path. So default path. Okay, cool. So now again go to the pipeline 1. If you want to do any modifications, click on the again pipeline 1. You are in the console output and again go to configure and go and check here. You can create one more file also, touch file 100 or mkdir. So you can create a directory also. Mkdir, you can give the directory name is DevOps and apply, save, build. See executed file. So let's go to the server again. So if you give ls, see DevOps directory also created. So Jenkins are doing the activity behalf of you only. There is no separate server for Jenkins, sir. The same server I have installed the Jenkins. Instead of doing my task, I inform to Jenkins to you can perform this task. So in the form of pipeline. Now you tell me, guys, if I want to if I want to run the Terraform, same process, what I need to do here? So here, go to the configure. What I need to do here? Simply I can run here Terraform init. sh Terraform init. And next stage is what? SH. Terraform plan. And next is what? SH. Terraform apply auto approve. You should give auto approve, otherwise no one can there, right, to give again S after give apply. If you can give auto approve, system will take automatically. So if I run, so what will happen, guys? See, apply and save, just you can run now. Definitely it will not execute, right? See, failure. So first of all, what? Terraform command is not found. Why this error is coming, guys? So we have to understand here, there is no Terraform here. If you run here, so if you run same command, no Terraform. If you want to run even manual process also, no Terraform. What I need to do? First, you should install Terraform. So Jenkins also come in this server. Jenkins also try to run the Terraform execution here. Same Jenkins and also Terraform command not from the reason behalf of you, this command is running Jenkins. But so no, it is throwing an error. So what I need to do first? Then install the Terraform. Even if you want to execute or Jenkins want to execute. First Terraform should be there inside the server. Done. Anyway, let me come from here. CD home. So now if you can see here, okay, this time again you can run. Again error. Okay. Let's go to the pipeline. Terraform init. The spelling is correct. Let's go and refresh. So Terraform -- version. So Terraform is installed now. So what you can do, just refresh this block. Okay. And apply and save bill now. So Terraform initialized in empty directory. The directory has no Terraform configuration file. You may begin working with Terraform immediately by creating Terraform configuration. So what is the meaning, guys? So I'm giving my pipeline to run simply Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, right? But where is the configuration file here? So I should clone it, right? I should clone it from Git, so that once you clone the repository, same like a manual process, and after that you can run in it, right? Same you need to hand out to Jenkins. You just clone first and run in it. In this case, one more stage will come, that is cloning stage. Control V. So here, it to clone will come. So here you can give checkout. Checkout, and here I should give git to clone command. So let me go and check the. So I'm taking this Terraform CI/CD. Okay, I'm taking Terraform CI/CD directory. Inside I have a main.tf. So let me take this URL git clone. So in the Jenkins, guys, instead of giving directly git clone URL, we have to generate the pipeline syntax for this process. Click on the pipeline syntax. So it will open like this. Click on the git. Here you can give repository URL and give here the branch where exactly the URL is there, main branch, the configuration file is and the credentials are not required since it is a public. Generate a pipeline script and take from here and update to directly here. No need to run any SH. Just simply give here. Once again, I'm showing, click on the pipeline syntax. It will open like this. Click on the git here. give the repository URL and select exactly the branch. So this is wrong URL anyway, and generate a pipeline script. This is the process. Okay. And again, apply, save. Let's see now. So git checkout means what? Git Terraform is, sorry, Jenkins is clone the repository from Git. Stage 1 is what? Terraform unit is running. Stage 2, Terraform plan. Stage 3, Terraform apply. Yeah, there is a fail command. Let's go and check the plan why it is fail. Yeah, see guys, if you are going to run from external, means Windows laptop, if you want to run Terraform, first we need to configure what? AWS configure. Once you run AWS configure, what will happen? We have to generate a keys. Those keys having root permissions, the reason we have taken from the root user only. Or you can create IAM user, you can generate a user credentials also. If user having permission, so those keys, if you configure here, whatever permissions user having, user can run only that kind of resources by using Terraform. But here guys, my EC2 instance is going to run Terraform, right? So Terraform also comes under CLI. But here, as I said, in EC2 instance, if you want to run anything, we should create a IAM role, not required AWS configure, right? So since you are in the AWS inside, so no need to run AWS configure. So if you want to run CLI commands like Terraform executions and something, I know the different services. If you want to talk, simply you can go to your EC2 instances and create and attach a role. So how to create a role? Let's go to IAM. Already we discussed in IAM concepts. So inside the cloud, no need to configure keys, simply can create a role. So click on the role and I'm giving, so by EC2, my Terraform is running inside EC2. So behalf of EC2, you have to select. And next, my Terraform code is to create EC2 instance. So in this case, you can give the EC2 permission or you can give administrator access. If you give administrator access, in future, if you want to run inside the same Linux EC2 instance, any Terraform configuration files, if the Terraform configuration files are there to create S3 bucket or Lambda or RDS, whatever, if you give administrator access, your EC2 is able to create, EC2 is able to talk with these services by using Terraform. So let's give the next, give the role name EC2 to, you can give again EC2 actually. So I'm giving admin permissions. Administrator access I have given. So create a role. So once my role is created, what I need to do, I need to attach this role to my server. So open the actions. So IAM is a security service. So click on the security. And here, if you can come here, EC2 administrator and update IAM role. Now your EC2 is going to communicate with different EC2 to create the different EC2 means my inside code is only creation of EC2 instance. If it is S3 bucket, your EC2 should talk to S3 bucket to execute. Why EC2? Inside my EC2 only Terraform is running, right? That's what I need to give multiple services is coming means we have to create a role and attach to your EC2. Whatever permissions are required, you can attach those permissions. And then come now again and build now again. So if you want to check, you can click on the logs here, the right corner. So these are the logs. We can see how Terraform is running now. Same thing like this UI looks like while you are creating VS Code also showing this type of things, right? While creating and something. So we can see still creating instance. Yeah, finished success. So finished success. So what we can understand, your Jenkins is triggered Terraform script. So Terraform is triggered means all stages triggered means Terraform is created a one EC2 instance. So let's go and check EC2 instance where exactly it is created. I think it is not in Mumbai. My AWS provider is US region. I have configured inside the script, North Virginia, I think so. So inside the North Virginia are, let's check, I think Oregon. Okay. Yeah, DevEC3 is running, initializing stage. So like that, I can configure my instance. Okay. And even guys, let me show you here. I will share this document to you. I think inside the documents. Just allow me 2 minutes. I will show you here. Okay, just wait. Yeah. So I'm going to share one document. So please don't share to anyone, guys, this document. We have did lot of hard work to do this. I mean, spent 3 days on this. So I have shared already WhatsApp. Yeah. So let's go to Telegram. Let me download this document from here. So this is the document, if you want to just reference for your entire Terraform. So day 1 to the day 15, what we are discussed, if you want to do any practice. So from the scratch, the installation process and Terraform version and all from the start, AWS configure, custom network creation. So what is VPC and internet gateway and subnet and route table attachment blocks. Way to code this is custom EC2 creation process. The day 3 S3 bucket process with the code inside everything. Day 3, day 4, import functions, day 5. Okay, and day 6, data source. Already we discussed data source also. Day 7, provisioners. I skip this. If you want to try, just give a try provisioners here. Provisioners are not recommended in real time, and that's what I skip here. So here user data block already we discussed. Day 8, creation of S3 with DynamoDB table already we discussed. Days are little different in your day, the days and something. In your end, the days are different. This document days are different, but you need to understand the concept only. Well, I mean, data source means data source concept, not like a days. So others and days may be different. Your end days are different. That's good. Life cycles, modules concept, and count, and for each. And now CI/CD process. We have started CI/CD process installing of Jenkins. Installation of Jenkins. And open the Jenkins. Yeah. Like that, you will get every document. Don't worry. Whatever the tools we are going to discuss from now, the Git also I will share. And the Jenkins, everything you will get. Docker, Kubernetes. So here till here we have done stage 1. So hello world and something here. Yeah. So this is the code. Anyway, you can take any code here. So configure here. IAM role is required. Attaching IAM role. And also we can use the choose parameter option. I will show you what is choose parameter. Yeah. So if you can see here, go to configure. So this is my code, right? So here we can use the choose parameter option. Let's go to the optionals here. Not this one. Yeah, let's go to here on the top. Optional. Yeah, project is parameterized. Go to add parameters. So choose parameter. So here you can give action. I will tell you what is action here. So here you can give apply, destroy. So what is the meaning here? So guys, sometimes you can run apply, sometimes you can give destroy, right? So if you go for this code, if you want to destroy this code, what you can do, come here and change apply to destroy and run, right? Instead of doing that, what we can do here, simply you can give like this. Action. What is my action here? Either apply or destroy. So I have added choice parameters, right? So if you can see the project is parameter, I have added a choice parameter. So while running this code, it will ask apply or destroy. See, build with parameters now. It will ask apply or destroy. So you can give simply destroy and build. Let's go to this document again. So this is the process. So clear, guys? Any questions?
Yes, Veer, it's clear.
Okay, so the document, if you can go through the document, you can practice the Terraform and even Jenkins also installation and all. So, okay. So if you don't have any questions, then we can wind up the session. So tomorrow I will show you the Maven process. I'm not saying Jenkins is done. Jenkins with Terraform is done only. So we have so many options in the Jenkins, Jenkins with the Docker, Kubernetes, Maven, secret credentials, triggers, backup, okay, and master and slave concept. So many concepts are there in the Jenkins. So we can discuss from tomorrow. And before that, we can discuss tomorrow what is build and test. I will take a sample code by using Maven tool. We can build and test the code. And after that, we can deploy the code. and after that we can go for Docker and Kubernetes process. So definitely it will take 1 more month time. I mean, it will complete the September first week only the sessions. So yeah, it will take 1 more month time. Any questions meanwhile? Yes. If you don't have any questions, I can wind up this session. Any questions?
Veera, I have one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
For Java, we use Maven, right?
Yes.
For Python, which tool we are going to use?
PyBuild tool we can use PyBuild. And the Python, the process is different. Actually, the required dependencies we can add into the requirement.txt. Some file is there. And Node.js, we are using npm build concepts. I will show you the different process. Don't worry.
Okay, Veera.
Yeah. Clear?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
clear, Veera.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, clear.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Veera.
Thank you.